Trust me, I know just where you should be. That is JP Mega, 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 Mega. The one-stop shopping, Dominica, nigga, 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 nigga. You could be shopping and having fun, shop. If you're not a happy, you're so shop. It's to everyone. What a happy place, happy place. Oh, JP Mega, 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 Mega. The one-stop shopping, Dominica, nigga, 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 nigga. You could be shopping and having fun, shop. It's to everyone. What a happy place, happy place. Oh, what a happy place. But just click some more any item and you automatically qualify for discounts. Check us out at the Mega Store in Fongolle where there's lots of parking on Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. On Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Sundays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. JP Mega, the best family shopping experience. Jolly's Pharmacy is bringing vibes to health with Health Vibes. Health Vibes. Each and every Wednesday from 10 to 11:30 a.m. with your hosts Trudy Kristen and co-hosts pharmacist Jacinta Fagan and Leona Jeremiah. Education, information, and a bit of humor, and not forgetting lots of vibes. Jolly's Pharmacy is bringing health and vibes together with Health Vibes. So be sure to tune in each and every Wednesday on Q95 from 10 to 11:30 a.m. Jolly's Pharmacy, leading the way in healthcare.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to another episode of Health Vibes, the last episode of Health Vibes for 2025. Your Health Vibes crew is happy to be in studio and bringing you this episode as we sign out from one year and hopefully enter a new year with much, much, much health and more vibes. Good morning to you, ladies. Leona, good morning. Jacinta, good morning.
Good morning, Trudy. Happy to be here as we say closing of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning and good morning. It's so nice to have everyone here this morning. It's always a privilege and we are excited for the last program of the year.
Yes, Jacinta is very excited. Don't mind if she sounds like the softest voice in the studio, but I can tell you that she is a very excitable one this morning. She might have to pass that on to me so that I can get a jumpy start on 2026. But good morning to all our listeners, our constant listeners, those of you who have stuck with us through the year and constantly tune in to the program every Wednesday morning from 10:15. Good morning to you guys. I see those of you who typically jump on the social media platforms of Q95 FM, the Facebook page, and the YouTube channel. I see you all are jumping on already. Good morning to you all. Julie, I see you. Ivinia, Al, I see you as well. Good morning to you guys, always with us on Health Vibes. To those people who may be listening to the program or hearing us for the first time, you are at home maybe and it is you're on vacation, it's the last day of the year, and you just happen to be on Q95 at this time. I want to say good morning to you as well. You won't regret that you dropped into this program this morning. Hopefully we'll see more of you in 2026. So we look forward to that, and we look forward, of course, to your constant interaction, your constant, support of Health Vibes. So, ladies, it's the last show of the year, and last week was Christmas Eve when we were on the show. We brought some Christmas cheer to some of our listeners. Leona did a little Santa Claus vibes. Well, we tried to give out some gifts and so on. But today we are all about reflecting on the year that has gone by and sort of putting things in place for the year to come, as it relates to our health and as it relates to the program as well. So we're going to do a bit of reflection. So if you're listening to the program, we're going to do a bit of health reflection this morning. What is it that 2025 brought to you, or what is it that you tried to do in 2025 for your health? And health is a very interesting concept. The WHO defines health as the complete state of physical, mental and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease. So when we talk about health, we're talking about physical, mental, and social well-being. So those three things have to come in play when we reflect on what we're doing for our health. So I'm going to start the ball rolling by throwing it out first to us in studio. What did we do for our health this year? What did we do for our health this year? Ladies, I'm throwing it out to you guys first.
Okay, so I'll
Justin,
start
for
the-
you batting? You batting first? You batting first? Okay, let's go.
I'll start the ball rolling.
Uh-huh.
So the advantage of us being very aware of many health conditions,
Mhm.
we see many patients on a daily basis, many
Mhm.
complaints and issues. And so what this year has taught me is to continuously be aware of my health state.
Ah.
So again, not just physically, as you know, it gives me 1 year
Mhm.
this month since I joined the gym.
Oh,
And,
wow.
yes.
Congratulations.
Mhm.
And it's a learning process in a new environment. I was never a gym girl, as many of you know.
Mhm.
And so starting the new journey from last year throughout the year,
Mhm.
has really shown me the benefits. And I actually enjoy it. I've met other friends and cool other co-workers, along with me. And also being conscious of my eating habits even more so. So
Okay.
before, yes, but again, on a day-to-day basis, being in the midst of co-workers, patients, and reading up on what's going on, it just made me become a little more aware, of my health. So I think I am hoping in 2026, even more so, have my yearly checks done on time, and get into even a fitter, whole or holistic well-being for the new year.
Wow. So Justin, for you, one of those who started with a January gym. I don't know if you call it a resolution, but you started in January.
Last year, December.
Last year, December.
This
Also, you
year.
started before January. Okay. And you've done a full year.
Yes.
That is very commendable. Very, very
It
commendable.
wasn't as consistent as I would have liked because of other schedule and commitments.
Right.
But for the most part, yes, I've been there.
Nice. Round of applause.
Indeed.
That's a big thing. That's a big
Thank
deal.
you.
That's a big deal. Leona, what about you?
Well, I would have loved to say that I gave my physical health a bit more attention. But my schedule is so tight. But definitely, before even going into my stuff, Justin has been inspiring. I know. Good morning to Landa, who also goes to the gym, and I
Yes.
hope to join them one day.
Mhm.
But for now, for me, the first thing I thought of when you asked, and then I noticed that might have been 2024, but I'll mention it still because I know a lot of people might be struggling with that. It's an odd area, but I think I finally got over or kind of got better at dealing with my fear of the dentist.
Oh.
So it's not a normal one, but definitely
that's
I've
a big
had
thing too.
some bad experiences, and so
Uh-huh.
it's a definite fear, anxiety anytime going to the dentist. And I had a really great experience my last visit.
Nice.
So I like to say a special good morning to Dr. Fontella.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, she definitely helped me get over the huge fear and anxiety, paranoia, even when it comes to dentistry. So looking forward to another year of going to my dentist.
Good dental health.
Yes. Also, I
Yes.
think for me, I always say mental health is a big area
Oh, yes.
for me that I advocate for as well. And this year, I was able to use. I think Jacinta and I did that together. We did a counseling course a little while back.
Yes.
And I was able to use that learning experience to
Mhm.
then speak to a couple persons,
Yes.
that have been dealing with mental health struggles. And it doesn't have to be conditions, but just difficulties, struggles, difficult times. And I was really able to speak to them and make a difference in their process or to
Nice.
help them along in their process.
Mhm.
So for me, that's been really a big focus for me,
Nice.
knowing where I am down, knowing where I'm overwhelmed, overstimulated even, and kind of tailoring my life into something that I'm proud of, that is not excessive for me or any strain on my mental well-being. So
Love that.
That is
Love
so
that. I
good.
know
Yes, so we've hit on dental health, mental health, physical fitness.
Mhm.
We are dotting a lot of I's, crossing a lot of T's, and our listeners and our viewers on social media, we're sending the question out to you as well. What is it that you have done for your health in 2025 as we reflect on the year? You can let us know what happened for you, what it is that you did, whatever it may be, and that was something that was specifically for your health. I will give mine, but let me just give the numbers first, so that our listeners can chime in on the program. 449 3095, 449 3096, 449 3097, and 616 4257. Of course, if you want to chime in from overseas, we have a number for you: 305 432 9624. And if you're on social media and you want to drop yours in the chat, we will, of course, take those as well. But 2025 was challenging, I would say, for me as it relates to health. I did have quite a struggle. I am in a very high stress job, extremely high stress job, and I feel like the level of stress that I am constantly under started to take a toll on certain physiological aspects of my health. So this year I started the gym in August of this year. So 2025, I joined Fitness University in August, and I have been fairly consistent. I started with a lot of aches and pains because I hadn't been to the gym 2 years before, 2 years. So when I started exercising in August, I had not done a consistent exercise routine for 2 years. So you can imagine.
That first day.
Yes, I felt like I was dying, but I did start in August, and I have been going first thing in the morning. So big up to the Fitness University crew. Big up to my trainer. Dighton has been, training me and assisting. So if people are scared about starting a fitness journey, remember that you're hearing it here on Health Vibes. That Trudy, who had not exercised for a long time, who is very overweight and needs to lose a lot of weight, she started the gym. So you're not too big to start the gym. You're not too out of shape to start the gym. You're not too unfit to start. You can start at any level that you are. I see someone is trying to reach us. So let's take this call. Caller, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning and happy New Year to you.
Same to you.
What I did, I check on my diet,
Uh-huh.
my diet, and I check on my diet, and I also check on my body to see where I'm going to.
Checked on your what?
I have treated myself. I listen to my eating the right diet,
Uh-huh.
exercise.
So you were checking on your diet and exercising, you said? You broke up for a
Yes.
little while. Okay. All right. So that's very good.
Water.
Yes. Yes.
I drink water.
What's the last thing you said?
Don't drink too much water, but even I don't feel thirsty, I keep drinking water.
Ah.
Okay.
Not too much though, but
Uh-huh. Okay, so water, focus on your diet and some exercise, yes?
Yes.
Very, very good. And congratulations to that. That's good. That is a good trend in 2025. And let's hope for 2026 it can continue. Thank you, caller.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. And
Ye-
have a blessed you.
Same to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. So so I started that exercise thing. I have been a little frustrated with how slowly the weight is dropping off. At the end of the year, I didn't lose as much as I wanted to. So I am aiming for January to break a certain not a record, a certain goal.
right?
A certain goal. But yes, I started in August. So, we're just moving along nice and, nice and consistently. The phones are going. Let's take a call. Caller, good morning.
Good day, my dear.
Hi, good morning to you.
How everyone is doing? Hope everyone had a brilliant and merry and happy Christmas.
Did we did? I
yes.
did for sure.
And I wish you all a blessed, prosperous, and a healthy New Year.
Thank you.
Same
Well,
to
my
you,
darling, my
you.
thing is I like to walk.
Mhm.
I live in Buffett State, and I don't see why I should take a bus to go down to Roseau.
That's
Mm.
it.
I walk in. If I have load, I will. When I coming up, I will rest a little. And if a person feels sorry for me and they give me a ride, I tell them thank you. But I love to walk.
And that is such a good habit. Yeah, walking.
Prime example for
Yes.
you. If you live in coastal town, you just avoid the bus and you're doing so much more in a day.
Right.
Yes. I had a bad knee, and even if I hippity hop, I will make sure I walk. I tell the knee, you can do what you want, but I will walk to go where I have to go.
Mm-hmm.
And my thing at night is to check my either a bush tea, a ginger tea, turmeric tea, and make sure my last thing before I go to bed is a glass of warm water.
Water.
Nice.
Okay.
Great, sweet,
That's
great
my
habit.
last drink for the night.
Blue,
Warm water.
that's very good. I think you need to encourage me on the walking. So throughout 2026, when you call, make sure to say, Trudy, remember to walk some more because walking is not my strong point.
You have to walk a lot, truly.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
park the car.
That is
Go around road too. And that's to make our brother like that. You make sure you run around road with the vehicle. Till you get that parking.
yes.
Park the car one place.
Yes.
And walk.
It, of
You have an elderly lady, she died a couple of weeks ago. Suddenly, she was in the late 80s, 90s. That lady would park her vehicle by the garden gate and walk around Roseau to do her shopping and look for somebody to drive up the shopping for her to her vehicle. Or go get her vehicle and come down by her stuff and then the finger to get her. But you see, young people we don't get a ride. They're not going nowhere. That is, they're going walking a lot. Perhaps to walk from here to Goodwill to a funeral. Walk
You
from here
walking.
to Newton to a funeral. I will do it.
Yes.
Very
Have a
good.
blessed day, my
Thank
darling.
you.
And I
Thank
wish
you.
you all a blessed, as I say, a happy
Thank you so much.
and a
you too.
healthy New Year.
Thank you so
Same to
much.
you.
Thank you. Let's take another call. Yes. Caller, good morning.
Hello, Trudy. Good morning.
Good morning.
That's Clinton, Good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
And I wish you all the best for the new year.
Thank you so
Now,
much.
Thank
Trudy,
you.
first thing, if I talk about whatever I worked on, so I want to thank Jolly and you all for the gift.
Mhm.
Trudy, as though whoever put that gift together, it was well thought of.
Nice.
Trudy, as I'm checking out, I wish I need that. Wish I need that one. So I was going, Trudy, I said, oh yes, I need that one, man, finish. So thank you very much. It was a well thought of gift.
You're welcome.
Now, on the health part, physically, I'm a senior citizen.
Mhm.
So the walking kind of cut down a bit.
Mhm.
When you reach your age, you have aches and pains. So what I do, I love dancing. So when a little music playing, I will dance, you understand? That is my form of exercise. I don't walk like before. I do like walking, but not like before.
Okay.
And then my diet, I watch what I'm eating now and so on. So that's what I really work, I'm going to the doctor and so I'm with a problem that I do my visits very often. You understand? And there is a routine. I just, sometimes I don't attend, but every time in the doctor, I say, okay, I go in. You understand? So that is a problem. But the physical, as I told you, aches and pain, so I dance and I watch my diet. So all the best to you all and all the staff of Jolly's. And I wish you all the best. Well, to customer service is very good. I mean, next year probably will be better, you understand? So, and Stella, Stella is my girl. I love Stella. And there's another, I forgot her name, from my own master concerning. Anyway, those are my favorites. But all the staff, I love them. So,
Nice.
enjoy the new season.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
and have a happy new year.
Yes. So dancing. Yeah. So physical activity.
I haven't heard that one in a while.
Yes, physical activity seems to have been on the on the list for a few of our listeners. I see that on the Facebook page we have some comments coming in. Someone is saying, Dr. Peltier is saying, getting rid of other people's emotional baggage and being able to walk away from anything that is extremely stressful by quitting and doing things that are joyous and very self-fulfilling. So that is her thing for 2025 that she did. I also began spending time with self in silence. Too much noise inside is one of the major areas that affect our health negatively.
Agreed.
So yeah, that's very good. That's
very
very
nice.
good. Yes, some self time
Yes.
with
Mhm.
self introspection and so
Right.
on.
I feel like a lot of persons, when they think of health, they think of what you do and what's affecting your health internally.
Mhm.
But there's so many things that are, in our environments. Sometimes you're a pretty happy person and your environment is just making you so
Correct.
depressed or sad or,
Toxic.
a lot of, toxic situations. So it's important that we are able to, even get a hint of, is this situation for me? Is this probably a toxic area, that we can reevaluate where we are with, our relationships with persons, our state of being in the presence of wherever we live or work or, frequent the social aspect of it. So that's pretty good.
I think what you just mentioned briefly, I'm going to extend on it a bit, asking yourself whether your environment and personal relationships benefits you in a positive manner. So if you're going down through, I say, your youth group, choir, I'm making myself an example, your workplace, your friendships, and say, but every time I'm around this group of people, I feel depressed. They are only speaking negatively.
Judged,
Right.
you feel-
Right,
Uh-huh.
or every time you come to work, you depressed. You cannot wait to go home the minute you step in. It's not healthy for you on a whole. And so you really have to ask yourself, what am I doing, or what type of situations benefit me the most health wise? So you may not see the negative effects right away, but bit by bit you will get to feel it and see it.
Yeah, and definitely hold on to hope too, because sometimes we can't change our situations now for now.
Right.
And that's something of the adult world that, oh gosh, when people say adulting is hard or we hate it here, because some things you can't just up and change unless you have things in place that can
Right.
then catch you. So you also have to hold on to hope. And I guess we're in the season of that, but you also have to
Right.
hold on to hope and to the idea that there is more out there than what you're dealing with. There is more for you. There is more you can
Of
get.
course.
So if it is that you are in a really toxic place and you thought about this, you've reevaluated this, you've begged, you've pleaded, you've gone through the stages of guilt and you just, of grief, I would say,
Grief.
and you just figure, you know what, it really is a place that's triggering me, a person, whatever it is. Then you start to make your plans, you start to make your goals, to get out of that area, what you can do to then cushion you as you get out, what you can lean on to then stay upright in getting out, all of these things. So, definitely hold on to hope for those of us who may be struggling with anything right now, or who may want better for their lives and just can't hop into better, today for today. We're all on a journey. We're all on a journey. So just hold faith in that.
Yeah, Leona, what you said is so important about
know.
planning, because people may feel overwhelmed or, it's like an overwhelming thing to think of leaving a particular situation when it's impacting your health, and you want to, but you don't know how. Planning is so critical. So people possibly, that is something people possibly can claim that they did in 2025, and if you didn't, maybe you can put that for 2026.
Right.
You in a particular situation that is damaging your health mentally, your social well-being is right. So you plan how are you going to strategize, how are you going. Sometimes you have to make a bold step and leave the situation and
then
things
pick up the pieces,
right. Sometimes you can plan, and as Leona said, you can think of a buffer, a cushion, maybe
Right.
that can help
Help
you
you.
when you exit. So all those are things, when we talk about health, because we started with the definition that it's not just physical, it's mental and social well-being as well. So all those are things that we think about when we think about our health. I see that one of our listeners, one of our constant listeners, Julie, said in 2026 people need to mind their business and drink water. Minding other people's business takes a toll on
Of
your
course.
mental health.
That's
Yes.
an interesting way to look at it, because for us, we just biff. And then you're just saying, oh, wow. But then you take so much, especially, I know this one person, and if she's listening, she knows herself, who is very empathetic. So when you take on other people's, if you are that person and you take on other people's business, essentially, you don't realize how much damage that can do to you.
Mhm.
So, for instance, this person is probably having an issue, and every day you raving about this person's issue, you're saying, boy, and you interested and you in it and you
Mhm.
fighting
You
for it. And
invested.
by the time you realize you're so exhausted, and then your own goals, you might not have done anything towards them because you're too invested. You have to know when you can give and when you can't give. And if you truly have persons around you, friends, jobs, whatever, that are considerate of you, then they'll also be able to identify when you can't give and they won't hate you
Yes,
for
of
it.
course,
So I have
exactly.
friends, if I know I am dealing with something, I'm stressed, or maybe I'm just tired, and they come to me and I'm like, listen, I will get back to you. I'll listen to all your voice notes, etc.
Yes.
But right now, I am just, I really, I can't right now.
Right.
And then they'll tell me, I understand, but
Of
don't
course.
worry if you hear your phone ping in, because I'm sending it in your chat because I'm ranting, and then you get to it when
But
you
you have
do.
to
Yes,
establish
yes,
those
yes.
boundaries.
Of
We have
course,
some
I love
calls
that.
coming in. Let's take a call. Caller, good morning.
Hello, Trudy. One thing I forgot to
Mhm.
say. We're talking about health. Remember when Sierra Lander came to speak about
Yes.
emergency? That kind of, I just thought it keeps your stress down. In the sense that I learned to, sometimes you go to the hospital and you're there and some people come after you and they were so long I there. So long, and you get in fidgety. You understand, Judy? So that raising your stress. After after he spoke to us on that, I said, boy, you have to learn to take your time, have patience. Because while you're there fidgeting, maybe your pressure going, your stress going up. But you explain that so well, so then you understand what it is sometimes that you have to wait.
Yes.
Thank you.
Patience. Thank you. Yeah, so we had Miss Firelander on talking about the emergency room, the accident and emergency room, and the process of that. So the caller, Mrs. White, recalled the the talk about
Conversation.
patience.
Yes,
Yes,
of
because when people
course.
go in there, they're so anxious normally, and they want things to move fast. But as we yes, let me just take one comment here from Claudia, who says that she's a caller of Health Vibes. Well, no, she's saying Happy New Year to us and to the callers, and she says she likes to drink her Dominica water. In the United States, the water is hard to drink, but she's trying to constantly drink water. So that's her health. That's one of her health things for 2025 and hopefully to move into 2026. Yes.
Right. So I want to comment our last call again in exercising patience. And I really want to link it to our very loyal customers at Jolly's Pharmacy, especially when our lines are very long in the pharmacy area. Because imagine someone is coming to get a refill for their blood pressure medication. And because there are a few people ahead, they get very anxious and they are working up their own pressure. So it is a process behind the counter. I know many of you are very busy and do not like to wait in lines, but trust and believe when I say we are working very quickly but carefully behind the scenes to ensure that we give you correct medication. And one other area that I notice happens very often, I'm sure at all branches, they can relate, is when we are having an individual at the window, the person who is next just give the person a little
Some space.
privacy, a little consideration. Because what we find happening is many people hover over the person that we're speaking with, and it makes that individual a bit uncomfortable to
And
the
possibly
point,
anxious too.
right? To the point where we have to ask, "Are you together with the other customer?" So just be a little mindful, a little considerate, and respect each other's privacy.
See, now we're on the pharmacy topic right there. I'll just expound on that first point. We just switch, but
I know,
But we will come back to the health goals of
definitely,
2025.
but we're talking about the goals in the pharmacy, I suppose. But you mentioned that some people, you might work yourself up, you might raise your blood pressure. But I think I'm talking now in the context of person to person, so your interpersonal skills. Sometimes a patient might be a bit slow, and maybe no fault of their own. They possibly have, we have patients that have hearing issues. They can't, they can't interpret the audio, so sometimes we have to repeat a few times, so you might slow down that process. Then you have patients who may be anxious and they really just need to understand, so they need a little more attention. And then sometimes you might be down in the end, and then you might be saying, I just have this, or I have pressure medication and it's important, and this person just has this. But everybody, in terms of what they may be having behind the counter, you don't know. You understand? And we don't know the importance of what it is that each person is there for, right? And I cannot say that mine is more important, but sometimes some things are more emergent, and that's the difference. So for instance, if somebody comes to the pharmacy, they're breathless, they don't have their Ventolin, probably more than likely we're going to deal with that one time. We might pause something cash in to deal with that one time. So you might see that person go down and you don't know exactly what's going on. Or your stuff is kind of slow because you probably have 8 items and the person behind you maybe just had 1, or you maybe have 2 items, but we're dealing with a really long prescription and it's one pharmacist there, so you have to wait, because if I put that person backwards, then they're going to be backwards all the time, right? So there's a lot of different reasons, and when it comes to our health, I just want us to be proactive enough that we're not getting our medication when we skipped a dose. So it is that if you have your medication and it's going to finish on the 1st of January, you should have already bought your new set, so you don't have that extra weight when you're coming in. And some people leave and then you miss doses, so just to be a bit more proactive, and to also let our listeners know that you can always call the pharmacy, have your refills prepared, and come and pick it up.
So you all are giving advice to the customers. Take their time, patience, be understanding, be empathetic. Also, Leona is saying be proactive with your prescription. So you all giving advice. If you listening have been doing that for 2025 and you're proud of that, maybe it's a change that you have made and this is something that is beneficial to your health. This whole slowing down of the pace and the whole, being slow to be aggravated and upset, this is actually something very positive for health. So if you've done that and you're proud of that, you can let us know. We're still asking you all, what is it that you did for your health in 2025? So you can call us, you can hit us up on the social media page of Q95 FM, Facebook or YouTube. I see some people commenting. Let's see. We're still on the water, the drinking more water, which seems to be difficult for some people, but some people have made it their thing to increase their water intake for 2025. And yes, Hazelan, I see you telling us Happy New Year and that you are expecting great stuff from us in the new year. But ladies, another thing, health-wise, we've spoken a bit about mental health and social well-being as well. Physical health, we spoke about a little as it relates to fitness, diets. A caller mentioned diet and so on. Screening, I want to bring that up as well as one of the health accomplishments For me personally, in 2025, I did my mammogram. I did a mammogram for the first time. I turned 40 in 2025. And that is the age at which you're supposed to start doing mammograms. So in Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which was October, I did my first mammogram and it was fine. I had no problems. It was not painful. It was not uncomfortable. It was a walk in the park. And for me, but the radiologist did explain to me that some people have painful, like some people say that it's uncomfortable or it's painful. And for me, screening is something that when we talk about health, we have to bring into the conversation all the time, because prevention or early detection, whichever one you want to say, is something that is important for health.
Yes.
So being afraid to get things checked, you don't have any issue, but you just check because you're the age at which you should be checking, or you have a family history which indicates that you should be checking. Then doing your health screenings are very important. So your cancer screenings, whether it's prostate cancer for the men, your breast cancer screening and cervical cancer screening for the women, whether it is checking your blood pressure regularly, your blood glucose regularly, whatever screening it is that's prescribed for your particular age and situation. 2025, if you didn't, 2026 is for you. I have a caller. We have a caller. Let's take this call. Caller, good morning.
Good morning to you. Season greetings and best wishes to each and every one of you and your family.
Thank you. Same to you.
Very, very good program over the years. And we just want to say thank you for service rendered to people and country. What I did in 2025, and I have no regret about it, is eat more vegetables and that's organic. Less sugar food, like all the juice and apple juice and all those fancy juice, they're not for me. It's strictly water or coconut water. In the morning, first thing that I take is cayenne pepper. I burst about 5 cayenne pepper in a mug. I pour boiling water on it, and I have that first thing. Probably about 2 hours after I have my breakfast. And then I want to urge the men, go to the doctor and check your prostate. I do that every year on a daily basis. On a regular basis every year I do that. I went last year to check my prostate, and when the doctor checked, he said, "You have a baby prostate." And then I said, "I had a baby prostate last year. I'm not going to sit down on it." I went this year. And as soon as 2026, if it is Jehovah's will to give me the life to continue, I will go. So men, go and check your prostate. Don't wait for when you're sick and when you're dying and then you feel, oh, it's too late now. No. It's nothing to be embarrassed. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Go and check your prostate before it is too late. That is my advice to all men who are afraid of doctors.
Very
Thank
good.
you and good morning.
Thank you so much, caller. Thank you. And thank you for that advocacy there for the men. Yes. And it falls in line with what we were just talking about screening. So, yeah, he made a special call to the men, and I really want to echo it.
And I'm happy it came from a man.
Yes.
Because
yes.
many times, we sit in the pharmacy, ladies come on behalf of, of either their brother, their boyfriend, their husband, and we say, no, we need them to come in because certain questions that we have for them, you will not be able to ask. And when you go to a doctor, your wife or your girlfriend cannot come on behalf of you to be self-examined. So it is really important that men take a greater interest in their health. And ladies, let's encourage our loved ones who are men and boys to take their health seriously.
Definitely. I wanted to do a men's health topic somewhere this year, but it fell through. But in 2026, if God gives us life, we're dedicating a show. We did do prostate cancer in the month of November. It was Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. We did have a conversation, but a whole men's health show is maybe two, right? Maybe 2 parts. That's something that I think is necessary because men's health is critical, and sometimes it is men do not pay significant enough attention to their health, and then we always hear of things that could be prevented if possibly there was more attention paid to health in that particular group. So yeah, 2020 to 2026, we're all ladies group, but we will endeavor to do a men's health, as Jacinta said, maybe in 2 parts.
Yes,
A
I
men's
think that
health
there's so
show.
much to cover, and I'm hoping that we get many male callers, to share their experience, to give encouragement to their peers as well, and just venture through different men issues, health issues, and ways that they can deal with it and feel not embarrassed or feel too macho, to address them.
Yes, we have a caller. Let's take this call. Caller, good morning.
I think that's my last call. Should you know that thing you could do? Bring all them, like have a workshop for the men. You understand? Bring them to a workshop, and then you bring other men probably who had problems with prostate, that type of thing, and they'll talk to them. Because no matter truly what you say, the men are still afraid. No matter what we do, they're afraid to go, especially for the prostate. So just a suggestion, while you're having this show, we can have a workshop, bring them together, doctor, and you bring other people, other men who had that experience, so they'll tell them well, nothing wrong, or they had prostate cure, that type of stuff. So probably they'll come, I don't know.
Probably.
That's a
Thank
good
you,
idea.
caller. I do know the Dominica Cancer Society, when does things like that, outreaches like that, particularly during Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, that happens. But yeah, we can see what we can do. But people just need to be open, open to these things, open to health discussions, and understanding that all of us, the human body, God has blessed all of us with, is subject to all the issues that we are discussing. So there's nothing embarrassing as it relates to health and what you may experience, or what you may discuss that has happened to you. Trust me, there's someone out there who has had the same
Of course.
or similar experience. That is just how it is. So sometimes you might have something happen that you think is so weird.
1 in a million.
Yes, but you will find that there's someone else, or there's a medical professional who has, of course, encountered that thing before. Yes.
Of course.
We mentioned screening. To talk about an area I think that most people don't do as often as they should is to check their eyes. So I know 1 or 2 persons that I see every day that will be squinting and headaching, and I'm like, when last you check your glasses? And boy, I check my glasses, but you kind of backburner it, because at the end of the day, we oftentimes allot glasses to high cost, because most times they are. And then besides that, I probably have a foot, I probably have a head, I probably have my medication to buy, I have normal things to do. So unless, eyes decide one day you open them and we just cannot see, God forbid, we will not go and get it checked or it's infected or something. But for those of us who are using glasses, contacts, these are regular things that we want to check when we should, because what happens is we do more damage holding on to that old pair of glasses, that is making our head hurt, that is straining us, than going and get them checked. So then you get deterioration faster. So one of the areas that I definitely want to all our glasses go with, and our glass guys to go check your vision.
But Leona, not even, I know Jacinta wears glasses, but before she chimes in, not even people alone who wear glasses, those of us who don't wear glasses, and particularly when you start to age, I'll bring up again, I turned 40 this year. I did my first eye exam this year. I have had no, in my mind, vision problems at all. I feel I see perfectly well. When I did my eye exam, the doctor was like, well, you need glasses. Yes. And then I was like, doc, I just did this just to do a test, and he said, when from the time that magical age of 40, you start to see certain deterioration in vision, and it's very normal, it's common, so don't feel anything. But for me, I don't feel that but when I did the test, I was unable to see, the very small prints at the bottom, when my both eyes are open, I am okay. But there is one eye, and I only found that out on the exam, that is weaker. So that particular eye, when it's the only one, trying to read the stuff, I was conking out maybe like on the third line.
Yes.
But when my both eyes are open, so vision testing, Leona, I'm happy you brought that up. I did get my glasses prescription. I have not filled it yet, but I plan to. And who knows, I might feel much better. I might, because I'm
Right.
saying I didn't feel anyway, but possibly the glasses will make me know
Yes.
how it is to actually feel good in terms of being able to
Vision,
read
right.
at certain distances and so on.
Well,
Mm.
I will see.
Are you one of those?
Yes. So I have been wearing glasses for many years, since before the age of 10. And I can say to all our listening audience and viewers to take your vision very seriously. I have a mom right now, and most of you know that she is fully blind right now. And I see what she goes through on a daily basis. And she still prays, Lord God, never know miracles do happen, that she regains her sight. But again, when you realize there is a change in your vision, it can be due to, natural changes as you age. It may be an injury. It may be an infection. Do not take it lightly and pick up reading glasses.
Right.
Yeah,
And yes, we
that's
do provide
a lot
at
of people
Jolly's
do
Pharmacy.
those.
Yes.
And those people with diabetics as well.
Yep.
Yes. So have your regular checks at least every year or every 2 years, as they recommend. And if your doctor does say to you that you need glasses, please purchase them, because you are straining your eyes, your vision is suffering, and you're making it worse on yourself. As we age, we want to make sure that we try to retain as much sight as possible. Our vision, is being checked on a regular basis, because we need to see wonderful loved ones around us, our work. And if your vision is lost, you will not be able to fulfill your daily tasks and your work and so forth, and see the beauty that
Right.
God
So
has
without
blessed us
without
with.
major changes
So-
for sure.
Yes.
So I know one person, if he is listening, he had quite a bit of a struggle starting off with his glasses, and it's because he just didn't want to have glasses.
Didn't
in
want
his
to wear
face.
them.
And he's like, his eyes, he cannot see. And I'm telling him, you cannot see that. We know you have a problem. You went, you checked it out, you go to the doctor told you, hey, you have an issue, you need glasses. And why did we go? Because we found out we need glasses and we don't want to take it. So for years he struggled with finally getting one, and now he has one and he looks very great in them. There's a lot of different frames. If you
Right,
really
I was
don't
just about
want
to
frames,
say
there's
that.
contacts. So don't knock it. Right now glasses are in style.
Yes,
Don't
yes.
knock it, if you need it, you need it.
Various styles to choose from, not limited like before.
Yeah, let's take this call. Caller, good morning. Good
A
morning.
pleasant good morning to you.
Hi, good morning. That is the voice.
Yes.
Good morning, my people. Good morning. Good morning.
How you doing?
I myself, I was wondering if I should make an appointment to see one of you.
Maybe.
It's a pleasure, man. I truly want to take the opportunity to really wish you guys the best in 2026.
Thank you.
A couple of years ago, many of us, when we went to school, it was always difficult to write the new date. We would always go back to the old dates. But I think since the 20th century has emerged, I think most of us now we seldom make that mistake now. So remember, it's going to be from tomorrow. It's from midnight. It's going to be 2026.
Wow.
But I really wanted to say it was, an honor, working with you guys for the years that I worked with you guys. And truly, we have a bond. And it was a pleasure doing Health Vibes for the years that I did it, which is practically quite some time, because I've been there from the beginning. But I just wanted to take the opportunity to really thank you guys for continuing to educate the public as it relates to general health and wellness. We can never, ever, ever stop education. That is a
true.
constant. And that is what is going to, you just never know who that you're going to touch, that person that may just listen to you sometimes inadvertently they don't even plan to,
Mm-hmm.
and they just tune in, and something that you would have said would have triggered them to do that right thing and go and have that screening done. So I want to take that opportunity, my friend Jacinta, who's a personal friend, Leona, who is someone that very close to me. So the entire team, I really want to say to you guys, give it your best shot in 2020, in 2026,
Mm-hmm.
and I hope to continue when I do get a chance to listen to you all. And if in 2026 I can make some contribution, I will be glad to do so in that year.
But of
Thank you
course,
so
on
Thank
much.
on our
you.
first show of 2025, we spoke about Carlton. We spoke about the looking forward to the year and how sometimes things we have to embrace change and we have to, I don't know if you remember that first show
I
of
remember that very well.
yes.
I remember very well.
Mhm. And we spoke about knowing when to fold and knowing when to, and so it's so
I remember.
nice. Yes, it's so nice on the last day of the year. We're reflecting. As I told the team, this reflection and this Health Vibes report card is an Carlton original. So it's so nice on the last day to have your voice and your contribution.
Full circle.
Yes,
Of
full
course,
circle, full
yes.
circle moment. And of course, we look forward to 2026, hearing more from you in whichever way that you make that happen. So Carlton, thank you so much.
I think I just wanted to say closely, as you brought up that topic that's about, change. I think though, particularly for us, I know that, more all of us here are professional people. I think one of the things that for me that will stand out in 2026 is ensuring that the circle that you have is truly the people that you would want to represent you in your absence. And I think that makes a huge difference. And secondly, really and truly understanding the power of silence and what it does
That's
and
important.
how beautiful something can actually be moved from it. So sometimes we're so busy following all the noise and everything that's going around us, the activities, it has us so, bombarded that we don't take that time to just be silent and listen. And many times you get some amazing answers by the power of silence.
Yes.
I just wanted to see that included. As I said, wish you guys the best. And of course, we surely try to see the best as well in 2026.
Thank
So take care.
you.
Thank you,
Thank
Kazi.
you.
I'm
Thank
wishing
you.
you the best
All the
as
best.
well.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Yes, so truly, a full circle moment. But we had this type of reflection and so on. We had it both at the end of 2024, as we typically do, and then we started 2025, also kind of thinking forward.
Yes.
So at the end of the year, you kind of look back, and then at the start of the year, you look forward. What are you going to do? What is your plan? And today we're talking about what did we do in 2025 for our health. In 2026, we'll talk about this is our game plan. This is what we're going to do. So coming out of today's show, for people who have not done a vision test and they need to, for people who have not done any screening and they don't know since when they check their blood pressure, they don't know since when for the ladies that they did a pap smear, they don't know since when for the men they did a digital rectal exam or a PSA, they don't know, they just don't know. 2026, that could be on your game plan. For those of us who maybe did not start exercising or did not exercise in 2025, it can be on the game plan for 2026 to do a little something according to Blue to walk more, to try to get those 10K steps a day in. Every time I look at my step amount, I'm embarrassed. But anyway, we can try something in 2026.
Yes.
Diet, a lot of people spoke about that.
Mhm.
So if you're reflecting now and you're not one that can say you paid attention to your diet in 2025, it can be on the game plan for 2026.
Mhm.
So it's we're looking back at what we did,
we
but
just missed one.
which one we missed?
Mental.
The mental health.
Mental
We
health.
kind of have spoken. We spoke about it, Leona, in yours when you spoke about
Oh no,
how.
yes. I mean, the little recap.
Oh, the
Yeah,
recap.
the little
Yes,
recap.
yes.
For sure.
The recap and taking
Mhm.
care of our mental health. For me, all of the things people have said, like Carlton mentioned about, silence and
Mhm.
that sort of introspection. One of our listeners said it as well,
Mhm.
that she took time to just spend time with self.
Of course.
Leona, what you said about the environment that you may be in and needing to exit that. I think all those are good takeaways. And for me in particular, I feel like mentally I was taking a serious hit because of the high stress environment that I was in.
Mhm.
And I had to consciously kind of pull myself out.
Out of it.
And so many of us may need to continue to do that
Yeah.
in the new year and going forward and be very conscious about mental health.
Of
And
course.
and its importance, not, leave it on the side, prioritize maybe pleasing people, making money, whatever it is, having certain status symbols.
Mhm.
Mental health is very key.
Yeah.
I love that point you made about pleasing people,
Mhm.
because many times we put ourselves and our needs, not even once, our needs on the back burner
Mhm.
to please others.
Right.
Mhm.
And goes for the same thing, our mental health. And Leona brought up the lovely example of us taking on, other stressors from people
Mhm.
to ourselves.
Internalizing
And so
them, yeah.
we are dealing with issues, but at the same time, we just want to be there for you. We want to give you everything.
Mhm.
But we are still needing that self cleaning and cleansing and nurturing, and we don't do that because we have to be there for everybody. And if we are not the best version of ourselves, if we are not healed and in touch with ourselves, how are we supposed to give that best part of ourselves
Right.
to others?
And the high stress environments too. I think that should be a general goal for the entire nation, because right now a lot of high stress environments are pushing a lot of damaging aspects onto us. We've had a lot of murders in my opinion. So all of these things. So I know that there are situations and stress comes, and I always, in every clinic, I'll always tell everyone I screen, I'll tell them stress comes. It doesn't care if you already have stress. It doesn't care, if you can't handle it, stress comes.
Right.
And a lot of times when I was younger, before adulthood, and adolescents, we were thinking, you kind of get something, it's difficult, and you deal with it, and that's what adulthood is. No, you get one thing, and while you're dealing with it, you get another,
Something
and you
else
get
comes
another.
along.
So
Yes.
it's important that we find ways to manage our stress, and we find ways that can help to alleviate it. For those of us who have been contemplating counseling, go.
Yes.
Do it. Therapy, do it.
Yes.
If you need some time, take some time.
Mhm.
Some of us, we have vacation, we never use it because we at work and I can't take vacation right now. It's busy season. Okay, next time I can take vacation right now. School starting, I can't take vacation right now. X, Y, and Z.
Right.
Take the
it. It's there
vacation,
for a
because then when you
purpose.
crash, and if you crash very loudly, sometimes you cannot undo the actions of the crash. And that's the sad part about it, right? So then take the vacation when you need it, or if it is that you're in a place and every day, I know someone, if you're listening, it might be difficult to stay. Start to look for other things. Start to move where you need to. And that's scary. Change is scary, but sometimes it's necessary.
It's necessary. It's inevitable too.
Yeah, right.
Change is definitely inevitable. I really like that.
Yes.
And starting with myself, I, for 2025, 2024 as well, and 2023, when I began the the job that I am in currently, I picked up this habit of staying in my office until 7 o'clock. Like when I leave office at 6:30. I left office at 6:30 about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and the security officer said, "You leaving earlier today?"
Yeah. And that's what it hit
At
you.
6:30.
At
That
6:30.
should have been a revelation there, you know.
So I am definitely committed to changing that,
Mhm.
changing that pattern
Mhm.
and dropping everything at least by 4:30
Yeah.
and going to do something else.
Yeah.
Because we do sometimes think things cannot wait,
Mhm.
but our health
Cannot wait.
cannot wait.
Your family
Yes.
cannot
Cannot
wait.
wait.
Right.
And sometimes you work so much by the time you blink, your children are all grown up.
Mhm.
And now getting to relate to them might be very hard because, I was working so hard to put food on the table. And that's what we have to, when you get to an adult, you have to understand and you have to give your parents grace because they were doing a lot for you as well, But it's good to have a balance
Yes.
because your life passes you by
So
without you
quickly.
notice,
Mhm.
And right now, Carlton said something about the 2000s being when you start to forget the date. Right now, you don't even get a chance because the years are flying so fast, right? Before you used to feel like you're in 2008 for so long. When you get to 2009, you cannot switch. Right now, I just let them go because it passes so quickly, So your children, your spouse as well, because a lot of times we tend to neglect our spouses because why you wake up in the morning, you go to work late. When you come home, you just go to bed.
Mhm.
So you have to find the balance. You have to find the balance. And most workplaces, if it's a good workplace, they will tell you don't take work home, try not to do work excess because they do know that if your staff is overworked or stressed, then your output is going to be bad as well, So it has to be a balance between work, managing that,
And the
managing your
personal
home,
life,
and the things you want to do too, because sometimes we manage work well, we manage our family well, and then we're sad because we don't get to sew when we want to, or we don't get to go and hike,
Yeah,
we
do the
don't get
things
to
that you're
garden.
passionate
So you
about.
have to find a
Mhm.
balance for everything. You have to find a
Mhm.
balance for everything.
So I think it calls for you being a bit selfish sometimes
Yes.
for
Yeah,
yourself
definitely.
and your health. And,
Definitely.
Yes.
and having a conversation also with Carlton, came to the same thing,
Mhm.
again, putting yourself first when
Mhm.
needed. So Carlton, yes, we are speaking on us being selfish for a good cause for our health. And so I really hope that everyone listening can take that advice. And then another
Team
note, though,
selfish for
that's
2026.
correct.
Mhm.
And also, moving into the new year,
Mhm.
I think writing down or taking notes, making use of technology, jotting down what you want to accomplish
Mhm.
for the new year will help you keep track
Right.
on how your progress is
Is going.
So you can do month by month instead of just generalizing for the entire 2026. So let's be realistic with our goals. So in 2026, January, okay, let's say I can do this, I can make an appointment for this month.
Mhm.
And then you go down the year. But having it important so you can tick down and say, okay, I'm doing something. And if you fall through, pick up yourself.
Right.
Don't get depressed. There is another chance. But a continuous effort is important.
Mhm.
And one of the things I think that I learned too as well, it's important to know your style of things. If it's negative, then you deal with it. But if it's something that works, it's positive, it's healthy, it's important to know what your style of things is. In the beginning of the year, I would have started, well, not beginning, I would have started school again in September. And I bought a calendar. I like stuff like my stationery, these things. I bought a calendar and I said I'm gonna put all my deadlines on there, my due dates on there, my work assignments, all of these things, so I can balance, work, homeschool.
Right.
This calendar has been sitting with me, and I noticed that I like to write on paper.
Yes.
Right. So I like to buy a little book and I'll write. So I've been having my little written to-do list or my written notes, and I'm using that much more than I use the calendar. So again, it's finding a style that helps you to go through. Some people like vision boards. I love to see them. I cannot find myself making them. Right. So if you like your little vision board, you want to see, you get your poster board, whatever it is, and you give yourself that visual, outlook as to what you want your life to look like for the year, for 5 years, whatever the case may be. And most importantly, if you do slack off on a goal, don't beat yourself up about
Nice.
it.
Pick up
If you
yourself.
realize a goal is no longer in line with what you want to do, take it off as well. There's possibility for these things. So it's just about going through life in a way that can manage, the stress that comes, how you feel, your relationships, where you are, your environment, and manage it in a way that still keeps it healthy for you.
Mhm. Mhm.
Amen.
And at the end, yes, that is very good, very true. At the end of the year, sometimes too, when we think back, we tend to remember only the bad things that have happened for the year. Now, without actually documenting some of the good, maybe things that are very small, but they were positive, right? When we recap the year in our minds, the bad things stand out. So this is the year that my so and so died, and this is the year that I made a bad deal and I lost some money, and this is the year that blah blah blah. And so when I look at the end of the year, at what has happened in the year, I just think, boy, that's a bad year. That was just a bad year. I'm seeing a lot of that. People talk about, 2025 was the worst, 2025 was the this or the that. People spoke last week about Christmas was not feeling like how it used to, and things are slow, the economy is slow. True. But sometimes there are little things or things that happened that we overlook. So I like the aspect of writing goals, but I also like the aspect of a gratitude sort of recall. So during the year, the little things that happened that were good, you take note of them as well. So at the end of the year now, you actually have a something that you can say, boy, yes, this is in this year, I won a kick in a raffle. First time I had won anything in my life, but that happened this year. Someone gave me an ease up at work. I was feeling very stressed out, and the person covered my shift, and I got to, so that was a good thing that happened to me. Or so those are things that, because this relatively small. At the end of the year, you maybe wouldn't count them in your what happened. But if you took a little record at the end of the year, at a certain part of the year, you can say, it's not all bad. And it gives you a little more hope and a little more, that gratitude thing is necessary.
And a lot of times when we have things happen to us, bad things, we often stop at the bad thing. But a lot of times, have you ever noticed that something bad happens and the ending of it had a good outlook?
Yeah, there was something good.
Yeah,
there was
but
something
most
positive.
times we don't look to the ending. We just look to, this happened. I was very stressed. I was very, whatever about this distraught. I lost something I couldn't find. And then you remember when you lost it, wow, your mother gave you another one. Or maybe after that, you lost your dog, but then you found a stray cat. Something. I was thinking along the sides of my myself, but something along those lines. For me, I'm grateful, and if my cat's future, past parents are listening, I'm grateful for them.
You got a stray cat,
coming into my life, because now I have my cat, and I'll meet the past mom or the past dad, and we'll have conversations in tone, and they'll always ask me, how is Toa, and I'm like, Toa is, and we'll have these conversations, and this is, and I'm happy for my cat.
So Leona got a stray cat.
It wasn't stray, but.
So that, you see, so she's grateful for her stray cat.
Yeah.
Well, she said it wasn't stray.
Brings joy. Little things.
Counting your blessings.
Counting your blessings. That's what it's called. Right. Thank you, Jacinta.
Yes. Because just this week, I was speaking with someone very close to me, and I was like, okay, yes, you have all of this going on in your life, but I actually sat down. I said, tell me all the things that you are grateful for. So let's shift gear a bit. Let's focus on what you are grateful for, your blessings, and just list. And I said, okay, they're grateful for life, for good health, for having people around them that care about them. I said yes, because some people do not have anybody they can reach to, that they can lean on, and who's there for them. So in 2026, change that mindset. Yes, you have something going through. Everyone has something going through. But if you focus on only the negative and not be positive and grateful and count our blessings, then we will have this negative mindset which will keep us back from progressing.
Correct. And just in past, you're speaking there, I thought of something. It's like, what if you have health issues? As you said, all of us have issues. But this year you never landed in the hospital. You were never hospitalized.
Yeah, that's definitely
that is a blessing.
Yeah,
that's a blessing, because so many people had to end up in the hospital. So many
Right.
people had conditions and things that escalated to the level of them having to be hospitalized or them having to seek medical attention overseas. Even I have, so many examples come to mind. So if you, for instance, that is something to be so grateful for. If at least, yes, you have your medical issues, yes, but at least it did not escalate this year to the extent that you had to be hospitalized or that you had to seek medical care elsewhere. You were able to at least maintain a certain level of health that you could be at home
Right.
for the year. So
And
those
every-
blessings are important.
Yeah, and every gratitude sheet is different too. Because, for instance, one person, you may have health conditions and they're unmanaged, but you never end up in the hospital. That's a win. Another person, you may have managed conditions, but you ended up in the hospital, but nothing too serious. You were home within X, Y, and Z days. That's a win.
Of course
One
it
person,
is.
you had a really serious health scare, you got out of it. That's a win. You understand? So it's different situations at
For
different
different people.
extremities, but you have to look within your own issue, your own life, your own little situation, and try to see if there is something you can take from that. And it's not to say that we do not have to watch our situations and know that they are, difficult ones. It's not dismissing that they are difficult. It's not dismissing that you are going through something, whether it be, you're going for a rough time right now, or things are just going decline. Some people, unfortunately, we have these periods where you go from bad to worse, and you kind of get to that point where you think it just cannot. But you know that saying when it says when you hit rock bottom, there's nowhere else to go but up.
Yes.
And sometimes you experience that in life. You just don't know what rock bottom is, yeah,
Right.
because there's always worse than what you're feeling, and we always say that. But it's not to dismiss. It just can be worse, but it can also be better. And we're hoping that with whatever it is that we're taking, that we have, or we're carrying into 2026, if we can let it go, that, we can look at brighter days ahead, that we can start to, feel good amongst the bad days. And that's really what life is. A lot of times we joke. We've had conversations in the pharmacy and we say, and I tell them I'm always on this when I was younger thing, because maybe I'm in a transition. But when I was younger, I used to think, you might have a lot of great days and then you have this one bad thing. And boys, sometimes in life, you notice you have a lot of bad days and then you have a good day in between. So what you have to do is also be grateful for the good days in between. If that is you, find a way to make it make sense. Find a way to make it feel good.
Definitely. For the pharmacists in the house, the two of you, I want to also throw out that if people stuck to their medical regimen, if they complied to their medications, that is also a win. I just wanted to stick a pin in that. Nobody said it, but if for 2025 you didn't give the pharmacist any stress because you stuck to your prescriptions and you didn't get in any crisis because you didn't stick to them, then that's a win.
Good.
Yes.
Or for instance, we have some people who have medications and it's not managing your condition and you don't go to get it changed. You keep coming to try to get refills. If you manage to take yourself to the doctor, let them know truly, I haven't been taking this. Or let them know how it is, and you get yourself to a better state. You switch meds, you were afraid to do that. Kudos to you, Or if it is that you finally found the medication that works, because some of us, oh gosh, we have conditions and we're doing everything right. And we're taking all the meds, we're going to all the appointments, and it keeps, the condition is not controlled. You finally found the med that works for you. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, That's great.
That's a win.
So many little wins, and that's definitely a great thing. You found the doctor, that you finally have a personal doctor, because a lot of us don't. We only go to the doctor. I have the cold, I go to the closest doctor I can find in town, right? But you finally sat somewhere and have a personal family doctor. You were able to then, get, if it's health insurance, maybe put your daughter's son on your health insurance. Little things.
Exactly.
Yes.
So we're encouraging greater communication between you and your physician, between you and your nurses, between you and us pharmacists,
between you and yourself too.
Thank you. And your loved ones and family members, because it happens way too often where customers come in and we realize they haven't asked their doctors some very important
Questions.
questions. And yes, we are all in the health field, but you and your doctor had assessment. He evaluated you, he examined you, and so the reason for the prescription would be based on their assessment. So do not be afraid. Be very open to be honest with your physicians and with us as well.
Yes, it is already 11:29 a.m. We meant to wrap up at 11:30. We wanted to do a little health vibes report card. Let you give us, your ideas for 2026, what it is that you'd like to hear from us in the new year, what it is that you maybe appreciated about what we provided to you in 2025. We're out of time though, so what we'll do, we will kick off, if God grants us life and health, and we're back in studio next week, Wednesday. We will kick off the show with getting from you what it is that you would like to hear in 2026. I know quite a few people last week on the show. Leona gave us a little, well, not quite a few, but one or two people told us about some of the shows that they liked in 2025. And so when we start off in 2026, we'll try to get a little bit more feedback from you, our listeners, so that we can, curate the proper offering to you on the program. This program is for you. It's Jolly's Pharmacy's gift to the general public. This health education, this health open discourse on a weekly basis, this bringing information to you is a gift from Jolly's Pharmacy, and we do it with pride and with
vibes.
Yes, we do it with vibes. We're happy to do it, but we want your feedback as well. So sometimes people may have things that they want to hear on the program, and maybe they haven't heard that particular topic just as yet. So we'll give you the opportunity to shout us out in the new year and give us your little checklist, possibly of what you've never heard that you would like to hear, or what it is that you maybe appreciated from prior shows that you maybe want us to bring back because it was so impactful that you're saying to yourself, boy, let's have a further discussion on this particular topic. We've kind of already said that we'll do men's health, and I want us to stick to that because it's something we have not exclusively focused on in a show before, and so we want to maybe hit that in 2026, but our listeners will give us more feedback next week, God willing, in the first show of the new year.
So as we end the year, I would like to take the opportunity from Jolly's Pharmacy, from our Health Vibes crew, to say thank you so very much to our many loyal customers. We would not be who we are without you. And of course, in 2026, we will be bigger and greater with our collaboration with you. From my branch, Great George, I will say a special shout out to our customers who are very loyal to us. We look for our continuous collaboration, our interactions, and our many, many various events and activities and planning with you. We are so grateful to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And all the best in the new year, 2026.
I feel like just said her branch, Great George, and
you need to say your branch.
I'm so.
You need to say your branch.
I can really vouch for everybody. So I'll say my branch, all 4 pharmacies I've been, and persons always come to the pharmacy telling me, but how come you there now? You were Focal, you were here, I see you down there. So to my branches, King George Street, JP Mega at Focal, JP North and Portsmouth, and of course Great George Street. From us to you, we're wishing you a really beautiful close of the year. We're wishing you reflection, prosperity, joy, peace, and we're looking forward to being here with you every Wednesday in the 2026 coming year. We also do hope that you take health as seriously as we do, and of course, whatever it is, wherever it is that concerns your health, we are here. We are in the pharmacies at the locations mentioned. We are waiting for you to walk through the door and have a conversation with us. And of course, we are healthcare professionals. If it is that you have any query, you come in, you discuss with us, we can offer you some insights as to what you're going through. We can speak to the rest of your medical team. We can work with them to work for you. And that is what I want to put out on the station today, the big station. And so, wishing everyone a joyous, prosperous, peaceful New Year.
Yeah, yes. And from me, from from no particular branch, from no particular branch, but I want to maybe say from from JP Mini at the Dominica State College,
Do that, right?
which is where I am based. I want to say Happy New Year as well. This show concludes or brings to an end my 4th year on Health Vibes. And I have been on. I've been on continuously. I counted this year that of the 52 weeks of the year, I was on for 50 weeks. I missed 2 weeks. So it's my hope that I will be again with you in 2026, the 5th year, God willing, bringing you, this health program that we love to bring to you so much. I do wish all our listeners, those who always are with us, those who are newly with us, and those who will be with us in 2026, a very bright and prosperous new year, and a healthy one at that.
Yes.
So until we meet again next week, we're signing out.
Amen.
Health Vibes crew, we'll see you, God willing,
year.
next year. Happy New Year. Bye-bye.
Happy New Year.
Tronics Pharmacy is bringing vibes to health with Health Vibes. Health Vibes. Each and every Wednesday from 10 to 11:30 a.m.